Hey there everyone, another progress update video for version 2.4 of the Community Theme Creator. Let's get right into this. I don't think this video is going to be terribly long. Okay, so I have completed styling of the main window. I've also improved performance. It would help if I was actually clicking on the right space there. So as you resize the window, whatnot, it bounces back with the view in question. Obviously I've changed the color scheme here. And another thing I've done is remove the little notch with the double arrows or the arrow to indicate that you can hide and show the sidebar. You can just activate it via the context menu here, hide sidebar. And at least with this, the context menu is still available, so you can utilize it. Okay. And obviously show sidebar. All right, so that was something that you couldn't do on 2.3. Like I said, color scheme has changed on the main window. That's essentially it. Here I'm using the default blue to show the current or selected setting or selected value. Okay. And again, everything is flat. The only time it isn't is when these panels appear over the top of the view, and it creates a subtle shadow, so you can clearly see it's actually above something. All right, where was I at? So a lot of styling aside, a lot of work has gone into the inside or the innards, the guts, and like I said, on 2.3 a lot of emphasis went into being able to show your selected values and your game collection or your selected platforms game list, or a list of platforms or a list of categories and whatnot in the text list views. And I said that this was just the starting point of being able to show all the other wheels, all the other wheel types. All right, and that's exactly where I'm at right now. So let's see, if I switch over to this one and then go into horizontal wheel, here we have the wheels. And again, if I select different games here on the left hand side, it will position to the selected game. All right. I don't have the wheels operating for platforms or categories yet. I just wanted to get the game side of things working first before circling back to non-games. But as you can see, I have the box front and I have this pulsating selected border. Okay, so if I go into the editor, let's see how all this is going to put together. All right, so we'll click on the wheel, same as before, but now you can see the content. And as you remember, or as you're very well aware of, there's a ton of properties for the wheel. And I still have some of these properties visible at the moment because I'm still trying to figure out which ones I need to keep and which ones I need to remove. So I've got them all, but I've added a couple. Let's see. So the new the new tab, if you will, that I've created here is the wheel content. So this is similar to what you're used to when you're styling the text lists, and it's a chunk of XAML. Okay, So this will define how the items within the wheel will look like. And as you can see here, and actually here's another thing, or a couple of things that I've added to the source editor, is scroll wheel with control will zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so if you're anything like me and you're wearing glasses and the font was too small, now you can enlarge or shrink the font. Okay, and there's another button down here which I'll go over in a second. But getting back to the wheel content, or the item itself, is all it's doing here is just showing boxes. Okay, box front, and then everything else that I've defined is really pertaining to the animated border with the color pulsing back and forth. Okay, and as you can see, I've added a storyboard. Now, the idea being is that I could not possibly have enough properties on here to enable every single permutation of how you want the items or the content to look within the wheel. So I figured it'd be a lot easier to make it open-ended, and that way, you know, if I provide a ton of various combinations for you to choose from, you can do that, or you can mix and match by browsing one, taking a section of code out, pasting it into another one and creating a hybrid, or simply pull styles from other themes from the forum. All right, at least for now. I've got other plans for this, but at least for now. All right, so I did say I have this other button down here called Beautify, and what that is if you've constructed your own source and you've been pasting source, what this allows you to do is, just in case the source code is all over the place, it's not nested, all right, and it just looks an absolute mess. All right, okay, I mean, it works, but it doesn't look very pretty. And so Beautify will re-indent all the code. Okay, that way it's a lot easier to read, and you can do that for wheel source, text list source, your own user source, wherever you can edit your own source. This button will be available to essentially re-indent all your code and make it a lot easier to read. All right. Now let's see. I have multiple styles here. So I've got animated rounded border, and again with the navigation controller. So let's just minimize this panel a sec. So now we have the controller, and I can use the cursor keys as long as this light is green and the mouse is over the controller. Okay, so I'm now going left and right. All right, because you may be wanting to test your animation as you select a game, and as you can see, I'm fading all the game information here as I am making a selection, or as I'm scrolling through the wheel, and then once I've come to rest, everything fades in. All right, so you still want to be able to test all that functionality. All right, so let's pop this open again. Let's see what else we've got. We've got rounded borders with opacity. Again, it's just another style that I've been messing around with. So now everything else is kind of faded out. The one that's selected has this big bold border around it, and there's no opacity attached to the selected game. All right. Let's see. I'll leave it on there for now. I'll hit save, and as you can see, it's the preview has been updated. And if I resize the window, It resizes the view. The wheels are resizing accordingly, so everything is all good. And again, it's still functional. Okay. So let's pick a different theme, one I didn't develop. Cool. I'm using my trackpad, not my mouse. Okay. Let's go to a wall view. And again, if you can see it, I have the pulsating border. Let's hit edit. Click on the wheel. Look at the style. We've only got, well, we've got two. I could select clear logo. I can click on the controller. And I've got no code in there to do anything. There's no border, there's no opacity or anything like that. Okay. So again, I can go into one view, copy the logic out, paste it into this one, and away you go. All right. But this this style I certainly wouldn't ship, because it doesn't really provide any functionality at all. It's just showing all the items on screen and you can't tell which one's selected. But for me, I just wanted to make sure that I could actually display clear logos. All right. Now, if I want other styles, I've added import, and I've added this to pretty much every area where source is involved. So textless, textless wheels, this button will be available for import, and user source, I believe I've got the import button there too. And import will allow me to go to something like plain and simple, wheel style, and let's say I want this one. Well, I guess I could take them all, who cares, right? Okay, and now I have all those styles that have been pulled into this particular theme, okay? And I can just pick from them. All right, so we've got the animated border, which you've seen before. Pick a different one. Animated rounded border that I may want in this particular theme. Or rounded. All right, where everything else is kind of has an opacity value attached to it, and the one that's selected is full on. It has no it has no opacity value, or should I say the opacity is set to 100%. Where was I at? Oh yeah. So let me minimize this, put the controller up here, and I can go up, and I can go right, and I can go right. Okay, and I can go down, I can go left. And as you can see, the correct game is being selected, all the metadata, everything is all being pulled in as you would expect. Okay, so that's what this that's what this navigation controller has been designed for from the very beginning. It's just I didn't have all the additional functionality built on top of it. It's been there for a couple of releases now, but it's only now that it can be truly useful. All right, so like I said, as long as your mouse is in or over the gamepad, you can hit the cursor keys and navigate that way if you want. Okay, and also if you have navigation, if you have animation based on navigation direction, it will engage that too. Nothing's changed there. So if you have some kind of icon on screen that shows left, right, up, down, and you want to kind of perform any kind of animation or visibility conditioning against that, you can certainly do that from here. So that is wheel preview. Now, it's not without its issues at the moment, although it looks fine. Like I said, I've got the wheels to operate in a platform view. Let's see, I'm still working on vertical view. Let's exit here. I don't think I have anything. I may have a test one, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Let's see. May have one, may. I don't know if I've got any kind of style, no style, but let's import one. I'll take them all. Let's go with clear logos for now. So it will show them vertically, but there are some other properties that I require, like the width. So that'll be added, and it will work no problem. All right. Oh, and this one's a little different. Yes, this clear logos.xaml. I did actually add a border and an opacity. So yeah. So I guess if I went back to pyramids, where I had copied everything, right? Yeah, so on the wall view, click on the wheel. I had two. Clear logo, where everything is being displayed and there's nothing in there, so you can't tell which one's selected, and that's kind of a very bad example, so let me delete it. Clear logos on this one, and this is where everything is kind of faded out except for the selected one, and again, navigation works just fine. Okay, so I've still got a ways to go, but the framework is there at least, and no doubt I'll have more questions for the big box team as far as this is concerned, but it's looking pretty good, if I say so myself. I mean, I can't really take any credit for the wheel code. That's all from the Launchbox big box team. They just showed me how to leverage it. So yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Like I said, I still have the platform views. I still have some properties to add to the wheels, so I can fully support horizontal, vertical, you name it, wall view, and then all the other variants of curving and everything that you've been used to so far. I need to be able to support. All right, so it's a great deal of, well, trial and error and testing and whatnot, in order to get it to where I would like it to be. All right, but anyway, that's wheel preview. That's where we're at. Like I said, I still have a ways to go, and I believe all the styling is pretty much done. I know I've got the menus looking like this. We'll see if I want to switch them over to typical Windows 11 context menus. We'll see. If I've got time, I will. If I don't, I won't. I've got more important things to focus on right now. But yeah, from a styling perspective, I'm pretty much done. Everything has a dark mode. That's the way it's going to be. Unless you're very passionate against having a dark mode. But I certainly won't be implementing dual mode, dark or light. it's really, this is the way it's gonna look going forward. Saves on my eye strain. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's the progress update for 2.4. Give it another week or two. See where I'm at. See if there's anything in there worth showing off, which I'm sure there will be. So until then, take care, everybody, and look out for the next update. Take care.